I cannot believe we got here, but I'm gonna need your guys' help.
Welcome to the Great British Crochet Off, where every single week I crochet something inspired by that week's episode of the Great British Bake Off, and today we are doing the finale. As always, while we'll not be discussing who left or who got Star Baker, I will be discussing the specific challenges, so let's get into what we did for the finale. First, the bakers had to make iced finger buns, which if you are an American, you don't know what this is. Imagine almost like an iced hot dog roll. In fact, Tom did a hot dog themed one that was just like, it was so, it worked with my brain, as I'm sure you guys can imagine, so perfectly. For the technical, they had to do a tower of Madeleine cookies. Like those are like the shells shaped biscuit, kind of cakey biscuits. But they had to do them in an ombre, and it was like a tree looking tower thing. And for the finale, they had to make like a tabletop cake. And by tabletop cake, I mean, I can't remember how big it had to be. I think like they were like 3 feet by like a foot. I'm talking like a honk of cake. And this week I was inspired by Tom's tabletop cake, which I'm turning into a tabletop game. Hear me out because I need your guys' help finishing this. So let me get this all straightened out. So Tom's tabletop cake had a theme, and that was all roads lead to Bake Off. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I need to make a board game. I need to make a Bake Off board game. So I spent a lot of time Googling like game theory and like easy board games to make. And I basically came up with this. This is our board. And then I turned my little Bake Off dolls into the players. And that's the reason why the board is so big. I actually think this would be better if I laid this out on my kitchen table because I do not have enough space here for you to appreciate all the glory that is my Bake Off game. So this is what it looks like when it's set up at your table. This countertop is actually from a previous Great British Crochet Off where I did like a little mini kitchen set for these dolls for my daughters. They love to play with like this set. And at the beginning of your turn, you roll the dice and you get to hop 6 spaces towards collecting an ingredient, and you want to collect one of each ingredient and bring it back to the countertop so you can win. I want to make this quick because explaining game rules is the least fun part of playing a game. But also at the beginning of your turn, I want you to pick a card, and on that card is gonna have it's gonna be like both trivia and bonuses and minuses, kind of like community chest and like Monopoly. And I want help figuring out more ideas. So some of the quick ones I've come up with are like, you give Mr. Spoon a kiss and you add 1 to your roll. Or your dough is underproofed, so you have to take away 1 from your roll. Or your bowl broke, so you have to put back an ingredient. And I would also love if there was like trivia, if there was like ways to like take another ingredient from a baker, or like you have to give another ingredient to a baker. I am not a game theorist. I just had a fun idea. So if you guys have fun ideas for cards that are like Bake Off themed, let me know and I will add them to the deck that I'm gonna print out. And I know we're all here for the mini food, so let me show you guys what the ingredients look like. So you have a bag of flour you have to collect. You have a bag of sugar that you have to collect. You have a carton of eggs that you need to collect. We are making the Bake Off chocolate cake, so there is a bar of chocolate that you have to collect. And last but not least, it is the chocolate raspberry cake. This is my favorite part. You have a little bowl of raspberries that you have to collect, and the winner gets to put their circle of raspberries on the little cake that's on the countertop. Just like that. And I purposely made the boxes so you can like move them to different places every single turn or every single time you play. And I would love it also if like you had different recipes and different combinations of ingredients to like mix it up every single time you play. I would love to make this a more in-depth game. I don't want to go too crazy in talking about all the different rules and ideas I have for this because I don't think anyone will finish this video. So let's go back to Shea Yarn. I had so many things to say about this one. I probably missed some of the things that I was planning on saying. So please let me know your card ideas below. I would love to print them out and add them to the deck. If you guys have any more questions about the rules or anything like that, let me know. I am so excited to have an excuse to have another use for my little crocheted Bake Off family. And next Great British Crochet Off video you see, I will be adding the winner from this series to the Crochet Bake Off tent. So stay tuned for that one. That will be a spoiler-filled episode.